Hi all, welcome to Night Rips. And time to step away from Stadium Club a little bit and move back into one of my favorite series that's not top Stadium Club, and that would be these Upper Deck early 90s. Of course, this is the high number series. This is the ones we're going to chase the Johnny Bench, Joe Morgan. Maybe pull an autograph, probably not, but we'll definitely pull some cool Vernon Wells art and hopefully at least some of those baseball heroes cards that I have not seen very much. I've got the one Johnny Bench Joe Morgan card, but we'll see what we can find with this one. So I've got my 6 packs as always. And before we rip these open, let me take the time. We're driving to 1,000 subscribers. We're also driving to 300, which is where I'm going to do my next giveaway. I'm getting together a few things that I've pulled over the last couple of years that I'll throw into that. And as we get closer to it, I'll show you what those are. So definitely make sure to join the channel, hitting the subscribe button. And if you want to know what goes on, hit notify bell. All right, let's go ahead and zoom on in and see what we can find in 6 packs that's been closed for 30 years. So we have pulled, I don't know how far I am. I've never really took the time to collate most of these cards. Don't know why. I think I put them on to the side. I have pulled, in 1990 cards, I have pulled a lot of errors. And I do have those set aside, but I haven't really pulled much of these. All right, we got Julio Franco. This would be one of those bloodlines. Chris and Tony Gwynn. That's kind of cool. These bloodlines cards, those are some neat ones. Basically, relatives in the hobby, and as we know, there's a lot of that going on today. Danny Jackson, Mike Felder, Scott Lewis, Marquise Grissom, that's before he became a Brave, Gardner, Steve Howe, nice one. I'm trying to go through relatively quick because we've seen a lot of these cards before. It's George Bell. Since I did open those 2 special edition boxes, which would have been the high number set. So we'll see all 800 cards in this one. It's Howard Johnson, Best Athlete, Diamond Skills card. That's the high number, so this would be the National League. There's Dave Martinez, Mike Morgan, and Dickie Thon. So no Vernon Wells. I did pull a couple of neat little subsets. Very little on the insert size. That's basically the baseball heroes cards. In this case would be Johnny Bench, Joe Morgan cards. And here we go. It's another Bloodlines, and this is actually a pretty cool Bloodlines. Obviously, you got Cal Ripken Jr., and you got Billy Ripken, who's famous for that one card in, I want to say it was 1989. That was the F-Face card, which I have gotten 2 of those. I've just never gotten the full uncensored version. Eichenhorn. Yeah, I have only got the censored, and matter of fact, it's the censored with the white box. It's not even the white out. There's Robin Yount. Leflert's Jose de Jesus. Greg Jeffries. Bip Roberts. Again, go on a little quick. Here's Marquise Grissom again, still with Montreal. And that would be the best base runner. And that, again, it's a National League high number. And for those that are new to the hobby or new to the sport, Montreal did become the Washington Nationals. And I'll be doing some stuff with them pretty soon. Ricky Threats and Charlie Hayes. 3rd pack. Now that the season is basically over, we're now in the World Series, I am going to be going back. Well, first off, it's kind of strange that most of the cards that are coming out are post the baseball season. Another Bloodlines, Roberto and Sandy Alomar Jr. Of course, This is when he went to the Blue Jays. They both started with the Padres. Sandy had actually played like 6 or 8 games. Roberto was with him for a little bit. Of course, he got traded, went to Blue Jays where he became the legend. And then Sandy became Rookie of the Year with the Indians. Ricky Jordan. I am actually surprised. There's Jack Morris. He's got a very small mustache on that one. Doesn't look quite as old as he usually did. Assenmacher. What's that? Dressendorfer. Yeah, we have not pulled any Vernon Wells at all in this one. We have pulled, quite a few of these diamond skills. Best power, they're with the Giants. That'd be Will Clark. High number again, National League. Matt Stairs. There's Clemente Nunez, which we know that was the first draft choice of the Miami Marlins, the Florida Marlins. They weren't Miami to start with. Of course, they didn't start playing until the following year. And we got Gary Carter there with the Expos. That should be, high number. All right, 3 packs to go. So half the packs of this one, nothing really out of the ordinary. Usually we pull a team card, which would be the Vernon Wells art, or maybe a Baseball Heroes. And the other thing, we've not pulled any of those hologram stickers. Oh, we finally did get our team card. This would be the Cincinnati Reds of Ron Dibble. And actually, you got a cool card after that, but definitely that's a cool one. And I am going to put this up here, not because of Ron Dibble, even though we like him. Very big fastball thrower right there. I did it because this was actually something that was special in these high number boxes. And it was in the special box too. These are those Ted Williams best hitters of the future. This time you pull the one for David Justice. Nice Atlanta Brave there. So looking back at Ron Dibble. And of course it talks about Ted talking about, he basically wrote his opinion of all these hitters. So not too bad. Of course, 3 years he'd already hit 50 home runs. And obviously was a major player for us in the 95 World Series. Pretty cool. There's Kevin Bass, Bobby Thigpen, Dave Sagai, always have to flip these cards over. Jimmy Navarro, the nice pouncing Mike Bordick, Belcher, Berryhill. We got our best hitter. And as soon as I saw the name, I didn't even have to look what he was the best at, because Tony Gwynn was definitely a best hitter for the Padres. Of course, National League high number. And I was right. Scotty Ken Hill and Kenny Lofton. All right. Clean this up. We did finally pull our Vernon Wells card. And we pulled a Ted Williams card. And I don't know how many of these are per box. I've only pulled a couple. Maybe a few more than a couple. Not very many. And so I don't know how many is in the set. I mean, I've looked it up before. I just don't remember. This is a prospect. Joe Vitello. Oh, and we pulled back-to-back ones. And I might as well get him up here too. So we got a righty and a lefty, but this would be Phil Planier. And of course, Ted Williams would say a lot about this guy because he was a Red Sox. But definitely a cool one. And they're a lot different. These cards are actually almost like what a Stadium Club is when it came to the textile tackiness of them. But that's pretty cool. And I didn't have either one of those before. Cal Davis. Maybe this box is going to be a little hot. I don't know. And if it is, I'll be happy to show it. Sporting his Oakleys. Actually, I used to have a pair of Oakleys that look just like those. And yes, I am that old. And we got the 400 home run club. And that should be Eddie Murray. Am I right? And it is. And we've pulled this one before. But it's another one of those stop motion or multi-frame cards, whatever they call them. But, yep, definitely another good one. And we got a best defensive player, the Wizard, Ozzie Smith. Of course, this should be a National League high number again, and it is. All these have been high numbers. We haven't seen any of the low numbers. Not of the bests. But you can. I mean, that's the nice thing I'll say about the high number boxes is you can get the high and low. So you get all 800 cards. So basically, if you miss the early part of the season and you just want to buy high packs, you have a chance of getting them all. The only thing you wouldn't get the Ted Williams Baseball Hero set. Now the best skills, this would be, or no, sorry, Bloodlines. This would be Kevin and Keith. Oh, shoot. Drawn a blank. Mitchell's. Yep. Totally drawn a blank. Remember if it was, I think this was Kevin, this was Keith. Gosh, it's been a long time. They're second cousins. Let's see. Kevin was with the New York Mets. Well, neither one of those Mets is a Brave and a Giant. Keith made it with Atlanta. So that says Keith, that is Kevin. And if anybody's like, oh, you should have known that. I look at a lot of baseball cards. And you might not realize it because I pronounce names wrong, call teams wrong. But I look at so many baseball cards that they all just blend together after a little while. And I'll forget who went where. Andy Van Slyke, best outfield arm. Of course, that's the National League high number again with Pittsburgh. Of course, Barry Bonds was still with Pittsburgh at the time. There's Mariano Duncan and Pedro Munoz. All right, so real quick recap here. I'm not going to show everything I pulled up. Really, this hit was mostly Diamond Skills, National League. Around 4 of the Bloodlines cards, so of course those are all subsets. We did get one of the Vernon Wells, of course, that one be the high heat man right here, reliever, Ron Dibble. But the cool thing we got with this one, we got 2 of the Ted Williams best hitters of the future. And Phil Planier and David Justice, yeah, I think they both pretty much filled that role. So, hope you enjoyed this. Again, it's another quick rip. I like to try to keep these relatively short. I do run my mouth a lot, but that's just the way I am. But if you like this kind of stuff, come join. Definitely want to be here whenever I do that next giveaway at 300 subs. Go ahead and joining the channel, hitting the subscribe button below. And you definitely want to turn on the notify so that you know when I put stuff up and put that next giveaway up. So hit that bell. If you have any feedback, leave it in the comment section below. And as always, thumbs up to the video. It helps drive people to the channel. Appreciate taking the time watching yet another one. And I look forward to doing this again here real soon. So until then, bye now.